This is Alex Yu and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. Today we got some serious updates on the movie front. Some of you already know that SpiderMan is being rebooted. I think some people really didn't want to see SpiderMan 4 happen, but Sony Pictures realizes that they're not going to give up their cash cow. So what are they going to do? They're going to reboot it! Here are the candidates for those who are going to play Tobey Maguire. What? Here are the front runners for those who are going to play Peter Parker. Jamie Bell, Alden Ehrenreich, Frank Delane, Andrew Garfield, and Josh Hutcherson. I never heard of any of them. The producer said they want to make it darker and grittier. In other superhero news, Tommy Lee Jones has been cast in Captain America. We know that Chris Evans is Captain America, and Hugo Weaving, who played Agent Smith in the Matrix trilogy and Megatron in Transformers and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, will play Red Skull. This is a solid cast, but I wonder how others feel about Chris Evans playing a second superhero in the Marvel franchises. He played Johnny Storm as the Human Torch in Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. But who cares? They weren't that great anyways. Actually, when I come to think of it, they're rebooting that as well. Speaking of which, we're going to be seeing Tony Stark in Captain America. He also made a cameo in The Incredible Hulk, but it won't be played by Robert Downey Jr. Instead, Dominic Cooper will play a younger version of himself. I mean, play a younger version of Tony Stark. Other than the end of the world, looks like 2012 is going to be one hell of a year for DC Comics. That's right, after all these Marvel franchises hitting the silver screen, DC Comics is making a comeback. We got Christopher Nolan's third Batman installment, and also David S. Goyer is planning to reboot the Superman series, titling it The Man of Steel. And finally, in the holiday season, we're going to see The Flash. Other comic book titles that are coming out of development hell, Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Which one do I care about the most? Batman! 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 Another movie franchise that is getting the reboot, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is going to be produced by Michael Bay's company, Platinum Dunes. For those that don't know, Platinum Dunes is Michael Bay's production company that has produced all the most recent classic horror remakes, which includes the most recent Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And finally, in other superhero-related news, 31-year-old Scottish actor James McAvoy from Wanted will be playing a young Charles Xavier, also known as Professor X, in X-Men First Class. The origin story will focus more on the relationship between Professor X and Magneto before they became arch nemesis. Enemies. Yeah, before they became enemies. Alright, time for trailer roundup. I love John Cusack and Chow Yun-Fat. Like, in a non-gay kind of way. No homo. They're just fun to watch on screen. And they are together in a new movie called Shanghai. It comes out on June 17th. Ken Watanabe is also in this movie, whom we saw in Batman Begins, and will also be in the summer blockbuster Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan. And also be sure to check out the international trailer for Mission Impossible 4. I mean, Night and Day, the action comedy starring Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. Iron Man 2 is already in its 4th weekend, and because of its success, they already have a trailer for its prequel, Iron Baby. Here's a preview of it. And there's a really fun new trailer for the Expendables. Click the links on the sidebar to check it out. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This is the biggest all-star cast of action stars ever to be put on screen. Finally, on a more serious note, Dave Chappelle has cancer. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm just playing with y'all. Actually, that is 50 Cent that lost 54 pounds to play a football player who also has cancer in a movie directed by Mario Van Peebles titled Things Fall Apart. I think he should be called 5 cents now. I mean nickel or dime. Better yet, nickel and dime. But seriously, cancer is no joke. He says he's gonna gain all the weight back because he has to go on tour after the production is finished. However, I think he should at least keep that look when he plays Dave Chappelle in his own biographical film. To achieve this look, 50 Cent had to go through a 9-week intense training program, which included a liquid diet and 3 hours on the treadmill every day. For this summer, Iron Man 2 was my most anticipated movie of the summer. Now that I've seen it, which movie are you most interested in watching? Post your picks in the comment section below. For me, off the top of my head, I'd have to say these are my most anticipated movies for the summer of 2010. In no particular order. Get 'em to the Greek. Inception. The A-Team. Night and Day. The Expendables. Predators. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. There's gonna be a new trailer for Scott Pilgrim vs. the World coming out, but you have to join the official Scott Pilgrim vs. the World fan page on Facebook before they release it. Right now, they have well over 93,000 fans. The studio stated that once they get 100,000 fans, they're going to release the new trailer. So join that fan page. And that's all I have to say for this report. This is Alex Yu, and you have been watching the Ragin Ronin review. Peace!